To be able to change your life, you don't need to climb mountain. You need to have a goal which you work towards. It's not about what you're going through. It's not about what happened to you. It's about what do you want to do, what do you want to achieve, and making sure that you also enjoy the journey of it. No struggle is bigger or smaller. It may feel like it at that moment, but no struggle is bigger and smaller. The struggles can be solved by taking that one step which you require every day.
My goal was to challenge myself. I have a physical condition. I got asthma and I got the heart condition. I was always protecting myself that I got the heart condition, I can't do this, I can't do that. And that's what I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to come out of my comfort zone and I wanted to push my boundaries. I would never walk for a kilometer. I would never go for a walk even after the dinner or lunch because I think, no, I don't need it. At times I think, no, I can't do it because I'm physically weak. My physical weakness would take on my mental strength. Doesn't matter how hard I try to be mentally fit, but my physical weakness will knock me off. At times I have gone through the mental conditions as well, I have been diagnosed to the PTSD at time when I found out my condition, my heart condition. I went into the depression and people think that it is not good. Yes, it is not good, but you have to come out of it. And it does happen to anyone. It is not that you have a good life. There is no good life or bad life. Everybody is living their own life. You just go through it. At times it happens that you go through the physical conditions, mental condition, but it is all about that how you bounce back. I came out of depression, I came out of PTSD. I have a physical condition, but yes, I took on this challenge to help myself that no, I can do this. Nothing can stop me. I can't protect myself over and over. I can't be so delicate that I can't do this and I can't do that. So this is the reason I took on this challenge, because it was physical and mental both. It would challenge me in both ways and it would help me. Start of this year, as I used to take the resolution every year and it would last only until the 2nd of January, but this year I said no, I'm gonna go for longer. I made myself a resolution, I made myself a commitment that this year I'm going to be physically fit. I started going on a hike just to give myself a time, to spend a time with myself and with Ravi, my partner. That way we are not worried about the kids, we are not worried about the work, not worried about anything else. What I learned from the hike is that you need to worry about the goal for the day. Once you start the hike, until you get to the certain point, you don't get Uber. There is no other way coming back. So you have to be physically and mentally strong to come back to one of the point where you can get the car, you get the taxi, you get the Uber. So we started the hike starting from 6 kilometers a day. 6 kilometers took us 3 hours when we started. Yeah. Then first challenge was to wake up on the weekends early in the morning. And I love to sleep. Okay. That's what I say. If I get a chance, I can sleep for 16 hours a day. Okay. But with the life, you don't get to sleep 16 hours. My biggest challenge was to wake up in the morning. It was start of this year, so it was summer days. I started waking up at 4:30. If I come out of the bed at 4:30, it's a big win for me. Doesn't matter I hike for 6 kilometers or 16 kilometers. Come out of the bed is the biggest win for me. I learn to enjoy the every little win in your life. What happens that we wait for the biggest win of your life and you miss out on your little win on your journey. Okay. So this hike taught me that you need to enjoy every little achievement in your life. Even if it is getting out of the bed at 4:30 in the morning on the Sunday morning.
This is how she started hiking. Yeah. And I think there was, month or two gone by, we going every weekend, so on. She's thinking to do Everest Basecamp. And she goes, I want to do this. And I'm okay, I'm listening. And then one day I remember in the stairs, she goes, I really want to do this. I said, I know if you book a ticket, you will do it. And I think 2 days after, she said, yeah, I have booked the ticket and I am going. So she wakes up at 5 a.m., which is not the girl I know. She will be sleeping at 8 o'clock and still I had to tell her 10 times to wake up. And she wakes up at 5 a.m., out of bed, at the Dandenong mountain, climbing for 22 kilometers, 10 hours. First day when she did that, she slept for like nearly 2 days. But then her capacity and her strength increase.
Day one was interesting. We got into the helicopter, we went halfway through and the captain says, sorry ladies and gentlemen, I can't take you to the Lukla because I can't see anything further ahead. There is no visibility. We had to come back and it was already about 11:30 and I'm like, oh my God, we don't know if I can make it back to the Lukla today. If I don't make it to the Lukla, then my whole schedule would be messed up. So I was stressing like anything. This is not a good start. I'm not sure how I'm going to make it to my journey. There was another captain who said that I will fly higher and I will take you to the Lukla. So it wasn't about getting to the Lukla. From Lukla, there was the 4 hours of the hike to the Fakding. So that was the challenging. That doesn't matter what time you get there, you need enough time to get to the Fakding. I got to the Lukla by 1:30, had my lunch break and started my journey to the Fakding. But it wasn't enough for the day. My backpack was still in the Kathmandu. So, oh my God. The last ride can be 4:30, so I had only 2.5 hours of hope that I will get my backpack today or not. But at last I got the news about 4:30 that your bag is on the way and you will get your bag. So end of the day, it was a winning that I made it to the Fakding as per the plan. I supposed to be there by midday, but doesn't matter. I got there about 6 o'clock, but we made it. I made it to the Fakding for the day one. So it is just same as a life, that life is never going straight, neither up, neither down. It is always a bumpy ride. So yeah. But that was the end of the day one and we made it and I'm like, no, this is good. I'm gonna be ready for tomorrow. Day two. I have been told that it is one of the difficult ones. So it is not the only difficult day, but it will be one of the difficult one. We were crossing the 3,000 mark. Okay. So it was 7 to 8 hours of the hike for the day. And we were crossing 3,000, which is a milestone itself. If you compare it, that Australia's highest mountain, which is Mount Kosciuszko, I done that in March and its peak is 2,240 meters, whereas this one is 3,000. So I was never prepared. I trained myself, but never at the 3,000 meters. So it was excited, challenging, and I was nervous as well that will I be able to make it? What I have heard is as you go higher, the walk becomes difficult. After 7 hours of the hike, I made it to the Namche Bazaar, which is 3,440 meters. I was excited that, oh wow, I made it. I crossed the 3000 mark without any challenge. Our end goal is the same for everyone, to get to the base camp. It is not about then who's first and who's the last. But surprisingly, with a lot of adrenaline, I made it to the Namche Bazaar as the second in the group, and I was excited. Wow, I did it. I was in love with the beauty that, oh my God, this is real, this is amazing. So when I got there, I looked at the nature and I'm like, wow, nature has its own beauty. Day three was the easy day because it was only 4 hours of the hike. The reason was only 4 hours was we were going up at 3,860 meter and coming down to the 3,440. But for the body, even crossing 3,000 is the shock for the body as well. That is when the blood oxygen starts going down. And from that day, we started playing a game of checking the oxygen. Who got the highest oxygen and who is at the lowest? Will that person make it? We never doubt that we will make it or not, but in a group, we were giving each other reassurance that we will make it. Don't worry, regardless of what is your number on the oximeter. It is all about that how you physically and mentally feel. I was excited. I had my hot chocolate and apple pie. So little things like apple pie, people would be thinking, what is so special about apple pie? But at that high, having something different food, it is a luxury. So over the time I learned that in the life, little things we take it granted. Until you don't have it, you don't realize that how important it is in your life. So I learned to appreciate life more than what I used to before. I thought going up was the difficult one. I made it, so going down would be easy. Oh my God, it wasn't as easy. I was coming down and I was scared that I might tumble over and go all the way to the down and then going up. It is not always that we think that going up is the only difficult. Going down is as difficult. And you have to learn the lesson that doesn't matter you going up or down, you need to be consistent, you need to be careful regardless, and you need to be focused. We came back to the Namche Bazaar about 12 o'clock, so that was the day we had the shortest hike. And then Namche Bazaar is the highest bazaar you can have, so highest Sherpa town. And as the name suggests, Namche Bazaar, there were the shops. And that was the end of the day 3 at the Namche Bazaar. And then the going up starts again next day. Day 4, new day, new beginning. People on the way are very helpful. They would always support your journey, starting from the guide to the tea house people and everyone. They would never say that you can't do this or you can't do that. They would try to support you in every possible way. I found one of the Sherpa who was carrying someone else's luggage and he had the nice music on the way. And I said, it's a good music, I like it. It was just my compliment to him that it is good. And while you are up there, you don't expect that there will be someone carrying the speaker and you will listen to the music. It is difficult to carry 10 kilos on our own, then they would be carrying the 40 kilos on their back. And for us, it is the short term. For them, it is the life. They are living that life. And they don't have the hiking shoes, they don't have the enough gears, and they are still doing it. So people do get used to in their own life, and there are the challenges. Until you don't go out, you don't see them. Every day you think that you're going through your own challenges, but no, there are so many people going through the different things. They have different challenges than you. Day 5 is one of the biggest days of the hike, crossing the 4,000 mark, challenging yourself mentally and physically. As you go higher, the hike gets difficult, without a doubt. Yes, you are doing it, but it gets difficult. In terms of the physical challenges, was I going through the difficult time? No, not really. Mentally, yes, I was questioning myself, why am I doing this? And I would remind myself that I took this challenge to challenge myself. And I can't give up. I have to keep going. Days are getting colder when we go that high. The highest temperature would be the 0 degree. We used to walk in a negative temperature. That you plan so many things in a life, but it doesn't go as you plan. And we all experience that. That time to time, things goes the different way than what you have planned. Dingbuche to Tukla, making it to the 4620. Started the day, looking outside, we can see, oh, there is a snowfall, and we would be like, that's fine. We finished our breakfast, came out, and weather was totally upside down. It was a snowstorm. It wasn't a snowfall, it was a snowstorm. We were like, oh my God, how are we gonna make it? There was no visibility. There wasn't enough visibility. We can see that, oh, this far we have to go. We started the day. The first start was the going up. It was a ascent, and it was a real ascent. It took us half an hour to get to one of the point, and it was difficult. And I'm questioning myself that will I be able to make it today or not. As I'm taking steps, there is a snowstorm, walking on the slippery snow. There is no visibility, but I can see that if you slip through, you're gonna go down, and there is no way you can make it.
So she had the satellite tracker. We were watching that, and there was a day when I could not see any movement, and there's almost a day gone by, and I'm like, oh my God, where is she? What happened here? Can't get in contact with her. Can't call her. I send a message from the system we had for the satellite. Message won't get delivered, or she never replied to it. I even called my friends who is in ITs, and I got them to try to their best to communicate. And internally, I'm very, very worried. But I also got young children, got a family. I need to make sure they don't get that vibe, so they get panic again. One part of me was saying that she'll be all right. She's done the training. She knows what she's doing. There is enough people there to support. But at the same time, knowing how dangerous it can get, one wrong feet you slip in and you are 10,000 feet down. Yes, that was a very, very critical time of my life. And I think that's what's changed me, to be able to understand that regardless of how much things you put in and how much practice you go in, until that moment comes of not knowing where the person is, you're not really realizing the importance of the person in your life, which is day to day. It just doesn't give you that.
We were walking. It was freezing, it was cold, it was slippery. But goal for the day was to make it to the next destination. Let's pass the day, one step at a time. It is challenging, but we have to go through this.
Luckily, on after I think around 12 hours, I couldn't sleep. I'm going, flashing, going, and people who were the other girl who was with her, their husband is also calling me. Do you know what happened? I said, I have no idea. That was a hard part. Then she messaged for I think 30 seconds, said I'm okay, and we have made it. And that's what I needed. I said, that's it. It's fine now.
We walked in storms, snowstorm, I would say. It was freezing. We walked in -7, but we made it. You have to keep going. Expect the unexpected.
Heading towards Lobuche, which is 4930, getting closer to the 5000. It's going to be challenging. As you can see, weather is crazy, but there is a bit of sunshine than yesterday, so let's hope for the best. There is still a snowfall, so it's going to be difficult. With the higher altitude, it's a bit of shortness of breath, but I'm sure I can make it.
Closer to the goal. Exciting, tired, nervous that you have come this far. Will you be able to make it? You doubt yourself that you have made it this far. Energy in my body, but it wasn't. I was struggling to take every single step on that day. But I told myself that I have come this far, I'm not going to give up.
I am at Lobuche, which is 4930. I made it. I struggled with breathing, but I'm here. I made it. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm getting closer day by day. I'm sure I can do this. If I can, so can you.
We treated ourselves. I had a nice hot chocolate and a carrot cake, and it was amazing. We spent the time in the dining room talking to the team. What we're gonna do now? We are closer to our goal, and we were sharing our thoughts that, wow, we are here, and we are closer to our goal. Everybody was nervous, excited, mixed emotions.
Good morning. Today is the day. At the moment, I'm at 4930 and I'm in front of the world's highest bakery cafe. It had amazing carrot cake and the hot chocolate. It is -6 outside and we will be making to the base camp today. It's gonna be 10 hours of the hike. Let's see how we go. Woohoo, today is the day.
Day 8, the day. It is a day to get to the destination. Woke up with the mixed emotions that I have come this far and I want to make it. Will I be able to make it? Because I will be crossing 5,000 mark. Somewhere in my head, I'm thinking about my medical condition, that will I be able to survive after 5,000 mark. My biggest stress and my biggest worry was about the altitude sickness that I didn't train myself for. So the day goes like this. You start at the Lobuche, get to the Gorakshep, take a lunch break, Gorakshep to the base camp, and you have to come back from base camp to the Gorakshep because there is not enough facility to stay at the base camp. I was always thinking that, am I being stupid and doing this and risking my life? I got 2 children. If something happens, what will happen to them? When I left from Australia, my daughter was crying all morning. She was worried for me that, Mom, will you be able to come back? She couldn't say it, but I can read it on her face, that she was worried for me that, Mom, will you be able to make it back? Started the day, got to the Gorakshep, which is more than 5,100 meters. It was difficult, very difficult. I got there and realized still I have 200 meters to go, but will I be able to make it again? It was really, really difficult. It was the longest day of the trek. In total, it would be 10 hours. I trained myself for 8 to 8.5 hours, but it is at the kind of sea level. I wasn't talking to anyone. I went in the shutdown mode. I was focusing that no, I have to do this. And I have come this far again, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm physically fine. Yes, my oxygen level went to about 75%, what used to be the 95 to 100 at the sea level. Started my journey after the break from the Gorakshep, and I'm getting more anxious and anxious. The thing is that I have come this far and I don't want to give up. And will I be able to make it or not? That's a real question. That yes, I have made it this far, but the last 3 hours, last 6 hours in a return, will I be able to make it? I don't want to give up, but inside me, I was struggling. I had a heavy breathing. In about 3 hours, I made it. I made it to the base camp, and I'm like, oh my God, this is an achievement. I never thought I would do this. I would come this far. I trained myself. I was mentally prepared, physically prepared, but doing it actually, visualizing, making yourself a goal and achieving a goal. I never realized that how it would feel after achieving your goal. And I'm like, oh my God, I really did it. I really did it. I was so happy. I had no words to express my feelings because it is something that I can feel within. And I'm like, I challenged myself and I did it. Yes, I finished, I get to my destination, but the real challenge was coming back from base camp to the Gorakshep. That was the hardest part because all the motivation I got there. So my all motivation was to get there, but I never realized that coming back from base camp to the Gorakshep would be the most difficult part of my trip. Last 1.5 hours, I'm asking my guide every 10 minutes, how long? And I cannot take a step. I'm like, this is too long, this is never ending. I feel like that I'm walking, but I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, it happens in a life as well. Sometimes you keep trying, you're working on something, but you don't get somewhere. Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? It feels like that I want to give up, but I wanted to make it back to the Gorakshep as well. Yes, I made it to my destination, but I wanted to come back as well to the Gorakshep. After a while, with a lot of struggle, I came back. I called my family that I made it. And the thing is, on a video call, I could only say, I made it. I had no words. I was crying. It was tears of joy, tears of achievement. I don't know, but I couldn't speak a word. And yeah, I was like, I did it. That's it. I did it. When I came back, I couldn't soak in for 2 hours, like how I did it. Because I know the challenge within myself. And yeah, it was amazing. But I couldn't express myself. I couldn't talk to my family. I just said to Ravi, I did it, and that's it. I couldn't even talk to my parents that I did it. But yeah, it was good. I did it. That's what I say. I did it.